How dictatorial is Donald Trump getting? Well, it's so bad that even Alex Jones is having some issues accepting it. Take a look at this.
Well, here's where I'm at, though. In general, I see a lot of the populist conservative space spending half their time on this. And I think it's way more dangerous Trump saying we're looking to deporting citizens to El Salvador. Now that's unconstitutional, and that is really bad.
I agree with that. And then again, though, I don't think that's a real policy. That hasn't happened. What is really happening?
Now they're talking about using the Enemy Combatant Act to do it for regular crime.
I think that's one of those throwaway comments.
Do you think it's him trolling?
I think they're flooding the zone with poo, like Bannon said.
Okay, so that's as far as I know, not a deep fake. It seems real. Alex Jones is like, this thing he said he's doing is unconstitutional. It's bad. Don't do it. And so I have to give credit to Alex Jones for like being consistent on his values. The thing that's gonna make it go down a little bit easier is there's all sorts of contextual stuff that undercuts what he's saying. He's still saying it, and that's good. He didn't have to cover that at all, by the way. Fox News, for the most part, isn't. They're certainly not pushing back. So look, is he sitting next to a Nazi? Yeah, that kind of sucks. And by the way, you are allowed to sit next to Nick Fuentes under one circumstance and one circumstance only, to ask him repeatedly why he declared that there's nothing gayer than having sex with a woman. You can do that, and then you can laugh at him, and then you can make him leave the table. Other than that, you don't get to sit next to him. And Nick Fuentes does this thing where it's like, yeah, it's unconstitutional, but he's probably just trolling. But then even Nick Fuentes pushed back against another one of the amendments being violated. And look, they're constantly tripping over themselves, trying to make it okay, and he's probably just flooding the zone or whatever. But they do both acknowledge that he is violating the Constitution. And again, most on the right are not willing to do what Alex Jones is willing to do. Ben Shapiro defended the deportation of a 2-year-old US citizen, pretending that because the Trump administration says the mother wanted the kid to go with her, then it's fine. It's not actually deportation at all. Even though the judge who was appointed by Trump says there is no indication that the mother wanted the child. But Ben's like, whatever, I don't care. I'm bowing down to fascism. I'm not gonna trip over the Constitution or whatever in this. And Greg Kelly on Newsmax, he says the 22nd Amendment, which Nick Fuentes said he's violating, about not being able to run for a third term, that might be unconstitutional. The Constitution might be unconstitutional, says Greg Kelly. I don't know if he's been partying with Pete Hegseth. I don't know what's going on, Viviana. But it is a weird place where Alex Jones and to a lesser extent Nick Fuentes are more consistent on the Constitution than Greg Kelly and Ben Shapiro. What do you think?
It's Stockholm syndrome. You get
maybe, yeah.
The dissidents, you can't wait, but they're not really gonna do it. They're doing it, but they're not really meaning it. Well, they mean it, but they're not gonna do it to everybody. Well, they're doing it to everybody, but not me. But wait, I'm in jail. So, but when does it's the cavalier attitude that these things are happening, and then drag queen story hour is the end of the world. But these things, the violation of the Constitution, it's this, well, we're gonna just see where it goes. If Alex Jones, this InfoWars psychopath, who's already been told, hey, no more lies, dude. If he's actually saying, wait a minute, this seems concerning, should be alarm bells for everybody on the right and the left, frankly. I've been arguing for quite a while, John, that the left is really complicit in a lot of this because everybody's trying to keep their pockets lined, and it's gonna need a big shakeup. I don't know, maybe it's Jones.
No, I agree. I mean, look, one of the reasons I think most of those on the right are not willing to acknowledge this is because of this fundamental thing in the media where everybody wants a pure message. It has to be one specific thing. There are these good people, there are these bad people. These good people never do bad and these bad people never do good. And I understand the world is somewhat like that, but it's a gradient. And so I'm gonna give him credit for being willing to acknowledge, because Alex Jones literally for decades has been talking about the military being dispatched into Texas and stuff to round up people. He kind of has to acknowledge this, but he is. Ben Shapiro is terrified that if he starts to muddle his message, then there goes his audience, there goes his money, there goes his influence and all that. And there are versions of that in all sorts of different media. I think it's one of the reasons why we are never gonna be one of the most high profile shows, because we're not pure. We attack the Democratic establishment while also voting and encouraging you to vote for Democrats or even run as a Democrat. Those two things are not super pure. Some people just want to hear that the Democrats are great, or some people just want to hear that the Republicans are great. But there's bad people all over the place. Not the same amount or the same distribution. That's its own form of weird upside down purity. But anyway, good job, Alex Jones. He shouldn't have a show, by the way. It's wild that he has a show at all. But if he's gonna have a show, I guess he should critique Trump.